which was really nice. They had a cool initiative called Waffles Wednesday. So waffles for breakfast, really nice, great social initiative. As usual, back to work. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of pull requests to review, and just a lot of collaboration, help between the devs, which was good. The office days are really nice like that, where you have someone sitting next to you that you can quickly ask for help or quickly chat to, or just share some stuff, which is good. And we also had a bit of knowledge sharing while we were there. And it's always nice to get out, take a walk in the sun, get some lunch. Some of the greatest debates or greatest chats that we have are on the lunch walk and during lunch. So yeah, it's really nice. Good change, I guess, from home. Then I managed to film my pretty much full gym routine. I thought it would be cool to go through it, but it's a bit long, so I thought I would just rather make a dedicated video to it where I can just speak a little bit longer and in a bit more detail about the things that I do and the exercises that I use. And just a bit more about how I train, why I train, or why I do the things that I do. I just thought I'd just keep a few snippets just to kind of see the gist of the workout. Focus on more upper body, so chest and shoulders, with some body weight stuff. And after that, I taught a nice sound bath class. If you'd be keen to hear more about that, do check out the gym video where I'll go into a bit more detail there as well. And always end up with some stretching or some mobility work. This is a nice simple flow that I used in one of my yoga classes, so do give it a try if you feel like it. But otherwise, it was a great workout and a great day. So I've been doing these kind of like tidbit videos, so just a short, maybe between 2 to 5 minutes, just a bit of advice or stuff I've picked up along the way. And one of the most recent ones about context. Context is key. I feel like for developers or kind of any sort of role, I think it's quite important when discussing things with other people. But yeah, if you want to check that out, please do have a look at it there. When working on software or when developing applications for, various clients and not really your own kind of side projects or your own applications that you work on, it can be a little bit difficult in the sense of, and I'm talking just about one aspect of, they have certain requirements, they have certain needs at the current point in time, hence why they want you to develop a certain application or certain software, whatever the case is. Something to remember is that their needs, their requirements do change and can change. You as a developer don't always get to see firsthand or don't get to hear firsthand the decisions that are made and what they need, what they don't need. So the important thing is to understand that these products or these applications that you may have been building on for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years, they can be cut or made redundant in a very short space of time. A simple example is that a company maybe gets bought over or their leadership structure gets remanaged or reshuffled and different priorities come along with certain budget constraints. There's so many factors involved. And through any of those kind of things is that they decide, okay, they need to put more focus on certain projects, less focus on others. And maybe the project you're on, they decide to scale it down or even make it, so to speak, redundant in the sense that they decide the application is not really worthwhile anymore. It's not priority. So they kind of just stop development wherever it's at and maybe even take it offline. These things do happen. I think it's important as someone working on those products to understand this, because when we build stuff, it can become quite, not personal, but like we do feel like we invest a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of thinking into developing and coding these products and applications. When or if that happens to something that you're working on, it can really take a knock or have an effect on your kind of mental state. And sometimes some people can really have maybe bad feelings towards team or to just have that bad idea in their mind towards that project or whatever. It's just important not to fall into that trap, because as I said, these things do happen. It's just the nature of the work, the nature of the world. I don't want to say that you shouldn't get invested. I feel like you should still invest 100%, do as the best you can to deliver good logic, good code, good software at the end of the day, because that's what you're there to do, and important to keep doing that no matter what. But the point I think I want to make, or what I've picked up, is that yeah, sure, these things do happen. Team may dismantle, the product may be redundant, whatever the case is, but along the way there's so many learnings, there's so many things you would have picked up, there's so many relationships that you would have forged with your team, with your client team. There's so much more to it than just an end product. If you focus too much on just the product, I feel like you'll definitely miss out on all these other aspects, which are so important, if not more important. As I say, it's about the journey. It's not really about the end product. Yeah, yes, you're building in the hopes of delivering a certain feature set or whatever the case is, but there's a lot of growth, a lot of learning that goes on to get to that point. As I said, there's a lot of relationship forging that goes on as well. All these kind of aspects I think you should try to be aware of right from the start, so that at least you can invest time and effort into those certain avenues. If you find yourself just investing solely on delivering and neglecting all these other aspects, then it can have quite a mental strain or mental drain on you at the end of the day, or when that time eventually comes. I mean, if it comes or not, that's a different story, but just something to think about. I think I had a project initially where I was aware, but not as aware obviously now, but it became redundant. I think after that point I did a lot of kind of self-reflection or reflection on the the journey, the relationships that were built, the great teamwork that we had while working on the project. So it then kind of gave me this far better attitude and far better thought process when dealing with these kind of things. And yeah, just looking back on it, it was like one of the best teams I had, one of the best projects that I worked on, and yeah, really enjoyable, really nice to see it come to fruition. But I wasn't so tied to the end product after kind of some reflection on the whole process. I don't know if that makes too much sense, but if you're maybe a junior or intermediate and you've never really thought about these things, I think it's important just to think about them, reassure yourself with them. As you progress in a team or project, keep these kind of things not at the front, but not at the back either. So just be aware of these things and make sure to focus on the various aspects so that you don't miss out on growth in all those areas, because I think it's also important to grow in those kind of areas which help you just as you progress through your career, as you join other teams, join other projects, you encounter different code bases, encounter different people. There's so many aspects to it that, yeah, you don't put all your focus and all your effort on that end product, that kind of finish line. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the learnings of the journey, the growth of that whole journey to get there. That's the main point I wanted to make. So as always, feel free to comment, questions, concerns, anything. It's always good. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.